I think I'm on. Hello. I take my glasses off. I had to put my glasses on, fix my hair, because I can't see anymore. I'm Catherine, and I wanted to introduce myself. And I started typing this whole thing up for the, you know, posting, say, in the Facebook group. And then I realized the story was going to get too long, and I figured I'm just going to put it on video because that's easier for people to watch. So anyhow, I'm really thrilled to be here. I'm a huge fan of the Right Brain Business Plan. I'm a huge fan of Jennifer Lee. I'm a huge fan of everyone I've met through her, everyone I've learned from her. It's such a great thing. It's so wonderful to be here, and I'm so excited that I did the cohorts. It's a big deal. It's a big investment, but it's a great investment for my business, and I'm just super excited to grow and to launch even farther. So I'm a hat designer. This is what I do. This is a pretty good example of a classic hat that I make. It completely unfunctional, but completely fun and fabulous. And I moved to New York City 3 years ago from Maui. I was spending most of my time between Maui and California for the last 20 years of my life. And I've been making hats for the last 20 years of my life. So this was sort of the idea that I would work with. And I was self-taught in every part of my business. I've been running this business for a long time. I had a hat shop once when I was 23, and I had no idea how to run it, had no business skills. I just kind of got thrown into it, and that's how I've been running my business ever since. So that obviously closed, and I just kind of continued doing my thing, and always had like a side job, always had a part-time job along with creating collections here and there. And I mean, did that up to this point. So when I came to New York, the idea was I'm over 40 now. I can't wait any longer. I want my business to be launched. And within 3 days, I started working for a milliner here. And a milliner is a hat maker. So she was a very established milliner, and I learned all the skills that I had not been able to learn on my own because I was self-taught. So there were certain things I didn't know, like how to make a classic fedora. And I started working with her and learning all of these techniques and skills, using my skill set too to enhance her business, and also learning like the business side of running a hat shop in the middle of New York City, and what not to do as well. There was things I didn't want to do as well. Sorry if the lighting is weird. I don't know. Anyhow, I'll see if I can get this adjusted. Maybe a cloud went over the building. Anyhow, so 2.5 years I worked with her, and then I kind of came to this place where it was the turning point was last year, right before the video summit. I was in Arizona, and I had spent 2.5 months with my father through the last journey of his life, supporting my mother, supporting him, supporting our family, and just getting to have that beautiful, wonderful experience of guiding him and just loving on him until it was time for him to go. And making sure my mom was okay. And then I came back to New York, and everything changed. I had been working part time for this milliner, and I worked like 4 days a week. And I came back, and all of a sudden I was working 2 days a week. And so my income was cut in half. I still had a job, so that was a blessing, but my income was cut in half. So my hats actually had to start paying some of the bills, which was the best thing that could have ever happened to my business. So last year went through, it was a struggle. I did the best I could, and I made it. And at the end of the year, when I got my W-2, it was very interesting because though I had only worked 2 to 4 days a week for this woman, it sucked a lot of my energy. It was exhausting. I came home very tired. She was draining, all of that, you know. And my W-2 was like less than $18,000. I was like, what? And then but my business had made over $6,000. And I was like, what? That was amazing, because it's just this little tiny business. So I got this tax return because, of course, I get a tax return because I don't make any money. And I immediately bought a ticket to Paris because after my dad died, I was like, well, what am I waiting for? I've been wanting to go to Paris for my whole life. Why can't I just go now? So I went on this trip, and it was very like courageous for me to do such a thing. Had a wonderful time. It was a perfect trip. And I came home and I immediately quit my job because I was like, you know what? It's just time. If I'm gonna flounder, at least let me flounder on my own. But I'm tired of working for people. That's not what I'm doing, and I'm trying to run my business part time. It's never going to succeed. So that was in mid December, and now it's mid-April, and I have a shop in the middle of New York City in Greenwich Village in a four-level venue of artists and designers, a very hip place. I'm totally supported there. It's wonderful. So I have like sort of a booth space. I have people coming in, so happy to find me. And my business is growing. And since December, I've sold 81 hats. 81, that's amazing. And in the last month, 10 people have bought two hats each. So that's a really good thing. And these hats are not functional. So that was in the middle of winter with a non-functional hat. So that's pretty awesome. That's why I felt like it's time to just take that step. What can I do to grow even further, even smarter? And that's why I'm here, and I'm super excited. And it's so awesome to be able to get the premium pass with joining the cohort circle. I'm really excited. I'm like a sponge. You can tell I'm a bit of a cheerleader for dreams, so that's my role, and I promise to do that for all of you, to cheerlead your dreams. And yeah, that's my intro. I know it was a little long, 6 minutes. Sorry. How do you tell your life story in, under 10 minutes? Well, that's how. Bye. I gotta put the glasses on again because I can't see how to turn this off. Oh, the joys of being 40. That's